Good afternoon and welcome to Blind Builds with Blind Prime. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be continuing our ongoing LEGO Ideas project with Bedrock Bottom number 2. Right here in front of me, I have Bedrock Bottom number 3, and Bedrock Bottom number 3 is going to be an underground pond. I'm going to call it Smuggler's Pier. I got an idea for a build where I'm going to build a little pier out over here probably and set it up so that this can just be a smuggler's pier in the deepness of a cave and an underground river where it's hard to get to. The perfect place to find a smuggler's pier, right? So why not build one there? Anyway, that's number 3. Number 3 is in the process. I'm currently in the... Cream, my elbow is not a pillow. I need to move my elbow now. Yeah, sorry, but do you have anything else you can use as a pillow? Here. You're laying on Sunstreaker. Oh my god. All right, before we get into today's videos, though, let's talk about next week. So next week is going to be an exciting week. I'm going to have a box opening for the new G.I. Joe classified series, the Night Striker. The name is leaving me right now, but it's number 120, and I'm getting it in the mail, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to get it. I got the alert this morning that it was shipping, and it should be arriving this afternoon. I'm really excited about that. Also, I'm excited to talk about concept art Sunstreaker from the Bumblebee movie studio series. This is going to be a really fun figure to talk about, and we're going to discuss him next week. During our normal Transformers times. And honestly, I'm very happy to get a Cybertronian mode Sunstreaker, and I'm going to compare him to Cybertronian mode Sideswipe that I already have, and we're going to talk about, doing the vehicle comparisons and showing off more Cybertronian modes, because I'm a lover of the Cybertronian modes, and I'll try to collect them whatever brand or, whatever subline Transformers makes them in. I'm going to try and get them when I hear that they're actually, really fun sounding things. So it's Sunstreaker, and of course, I had to get Sunstreaker. It is... He's just too cool to not. It's Sunstreaker, man. He's awesome. So let's go ahead and clean up the build area because I have been in the midst of a big build. I've been designing and redesigning all sorts of things. So we'll set that over here off to the side. Where can we set you? Ooh, my build area is a mess. Oh, that's what happens when you build. Like, everything can be organized. All sorts of organization occurring. And then you get about 4 days into a good build, and your organization is gone. No matter how hard you try, things are eventually going to get disorganized. I got a little alligator I'm going to add to the cave system. I just haven't decided where. All right, everything else, we're just going to slide it off. There we go. Wonderful. That's the nice part about having a stage as part of your YouTube channel. You can just take your hand and slide everything off. So where in the world did I put it? Here it is. Okay. This is what I'm calling the treasure cave. This is the treasure cave. The treasure cave, it stands just the same as all the other cubes so far, except unlike the middle cubes, this one has a base plate at the bottom. And by the way, I've thought of some fun names. So officially now, the toppers will be called tipper toppers because, alliteration. And these will be called middle media because of alliteration, middle media. That's fun. Medial is a fun word to say, and we don't ever say medial enough. So middle medial, and there's just a lot of D's, L's, and M's in that. So I just enjoy saying it. Middle medial. That's a fun word. Then at the bottom, we got our bedrock bottoms. And alliteration is good. I like alliteration. You can see that in comic books all over the place. Alliteration's just something that's fun. Yeah, we all have fun with it, so I had fun coming up with those names, and they're just fun words to say too. So this time I decided, why not? I did a underground river last time, or an underground stream, a very thin river. I decided, why not build something that doesn't have any water elements involved and utilizes a 16 by 16 plate because I have a few of these 16 by 16 gray plates and I wanted to use one. And occasionally, whenever I start a build, I look at those plates and go, I'm going to use one of you today. And that's always fun to get to use one. But, there's not many opportunities to use them. So, in here, I figured, why not design an old miner's shack? A little shack that the miners built to store their goods in while they're in the process of mining down here. So I went on the thought process with building this of, what if it's a cave that some miners discovered and started mining, but the mine has deteriorated and because the mining stopped a long time ago. In that case, I decided the 4 brick wide areas are going to be areas where miners have mined, and then the bigger areas are going to be naturally occurring areas. Like this thing right here is something that is naturally occurring but was also mined. That's why it's got the 4 squares. It may have actually been smaller at the bottom here, but the miners cleaned it out. But then again, that happened a long time ago, so erosion's taken effect, and we've got some smooth edges on the corners to represent fallen rocks and rubble that have built up over the years. Just piles of dust and stuff that have been accumulated, or just rubble. That is becoming the new wall. Now, for this side here, let's see how to describe this side's real quick. Okay, and when I'm facing it where I am right now, the 2 mine sections that are officially mine sections, like they weren't caves before, but the miners went at them, are the ones that are in the south and the one that's on the east. The north section and the west section currently are the cave sections. The north section being a cave section that was artificially widened at the bottom to allow individuals to transfer through with goods, or just mine out areas behind it. The west section is an area that is completely natural. I was thinking it's actually the initial cave that they entered in through. And then this north section here, the north face of this cube, was actually it had a little crack. Like it came down and came into a crack. So the miners could see that there was a bigger cavern on the other side, but they couldn't reach it without destroying this wall section here. And that's what they did. But, because it was a lot of deteriorated rock, they had to do it carefully, and they ended up with a lot bigger of a hole than they expected, even though the bottom was very hard to get through because not much erosion had occurred down here. They had to blast through all of this 2 brick wide rock face that existed there. So, not 2 brick wide, 2 stud wide. And then here in the front, I decided to try and, I found this big arch that I've just been trying to figure out how to use and utilize. So I figured I would throw it in here, and I got a nice arch piece going on there. I also have this little platform I built here, which I figured would be sort of they found some minerals up here at the top, and they started chipping away at them and just kind of followed the track from the corner here all the way around into this area. But when they found that, there was this big cave section. So they built a little fence to keep themselves from falling off. Safety first, right? So there's a little miner's fence there. And this is the area where the mining is still occurring. I decided to try and build it up and also make it seem as if a minifigure's going at it with a pickaxe over here in the corner. And that's the idea, is like this was still being mined when for whatever reason, this mine was abandoned. And then we've got so that is the west face, and the west face is big and wide. I would like to use more tiles on it, but sadly, I just don't have enough. Anyway, the idea here was I was trying to think of water erosion over time. So I made this area up here bigger because I decided that maybe these rocks on the side here, the east facing side of the north face, they were made of a lesser material, like maybe limestone or something, but the rocks underneath them were hardier. So the water hit that lesser material and then took it away and slowly cut away everything but the harder material. And they've just been removing the lesser sediments and the lesser rocks as the years have gone by, leaving this really wide area here, but with these unique cave formations around it where material was just left behind. I even went a step further, and we'll talk about that when I flip this guy on his side to show you the interior. Anyway, that is the west face. It's a very well constructed thing, I hope. I know I can put weight on it, which is important because these guys have got a stack. These are the Bedrock Bottoms. They're supposed to be able to withstand the weight. And I tried to build it in such a way that 3 corners of this are incredibly sturdy. The third corner, it is sturdy, but 3 of these corners, especially the 2 corners I added connections to, are the sturdiest of them all. They are, the strongest. I put a lot of weight on them. Nothing happened. They are good. And one of them actually has this really cool column piece I put in there to just because I just felt like it. I felt like having that fun texture there, and also the idea that there was once maybe something else there. Like when you attach things together, you're never going to see it, but whenever it's facing outwards, it's just going to be a nice column. And isn't that enough? Just something fun. Now we're going over here to the west face. In the west face, I decided to put some holes in. Got all sorts of holes going on in here. Cracks in ways I've been using upslopes and downslope bricks to try and get the idea across that this is some just ancient cave face that has been falling apart over the years. I've also tried to build an entrance on each side up here for the bridge to be connected to, and we'll go over that in a second whenever we're done with this. But the west face here has got enough little holes. I tried to make it, I realized when I was building it that this side wasn't going to have much area for light to transverse through, and I didn't want that. I wanted light to be able to flow through this structure, but I also wanted it to look nice. And what better way than to make these so that whenever you this type of wall structure, whenever you build this and you connect it to another type of wall structure very similar to it, you get a very nice layered effect. And sometimes, if you do it right, that layered effect can actually go into a different cave, and it will be like a fat man squeeze for spelunkers, a very thin, narrow area that they can use to get between, what do they call them? Rooms? Maybe, yeah, rooms. And this has just kind of been one big cave room, and I've been trying to make sure I design the ways in and out of it appropriately. So let's find our other. Wait, nope. I'm getting ahead of myself. Cream, you're supposed to keep me from doing that. Let's talk about the interior. So the interior of the cave here, I decided to build. I put a big grated floor down because I thought, well, these miners back then they have a lot of big industrial grates and stuff to go over small channels and things in the mine paths. So why not just build one for the roof? And that way they can get in there and take a nap without worrying about chunks of rock falling down on them. And they can also store their goods that they don't want to be lost. And this is the type of structure that would ensure that. It's got a sturdy roof, but the roof allows airflow, and which means that you won't die of suffocation if your door is jammed shut. And now we can peel the roof off because I used some tiles and modified studs. If I could just get the roof off. There it goes. It's a little hard to get off because I was trying to make sure that when this thing is built, it's going to stay on there while you're doing things inside. And now in here we have a little minifigure that I use for sizing. Here you are, sir. Yeah, there's my minifigure for sizing that I utilize. And in here also is a treasure chest on a little table because that's where they would store it, in a little treasure chest. And then I built a little window off to the side that's really hard to see. I could feel it. You will be able to feel it too if this project wins. There we go. We'll put the minifigure back in there and shut the door. I decided to go with this weird Hogwarts door that I happen to have a bunch of in my collection. And because it's made of wood, it's got a nice wood texture to it. And I thought that would be a nice door for a miner to utilize. A rough wood door that they just quickly built and threw in front of this. In that way, they can have a door to shut for a little privacy. Not much privacy because there's still windows, but it keeps out a lot of the noise of the mine, and you can catch a nap. That's important. They nap with the treasure. Now let's go ahead and put this piece back in there, and the piece fits on very well. It's nice. It's solid. Everything about this is solid. The only thing that rattles in here is what's inside the treasure chest, which is just a couple of gemstones. Flipping it upside down. Look at that. Wonderful. All right. Now, that is the Miner's Refuge. I'm going to call it that. You know, I started off with one name, but I think calling it Miner's Refuge is a better name for it. It's just a safe place for miners to catch a nap, maybe eat a snack, and store their treasure. I've got a couple of little grabby pieces I put down, but I wasn't able to find the pieces to make a torch. I want to put a torch in the corner, an old burnt out torch. So I've got to find that piece. But once I find that piece, I can set it in there, and it'll look nice. But that is what I've been working on. The second Bedrock Bottom is complete. Now it is gone off into editing, where I wait for my friend who's got better vision to come through, and we go over it, and they move some pieces around. They tell me where I accidentally put a computer, and we try to fix it up and make it look better. And then any pieces that we decide have a chance of being replaced with another piece that's better. Like there's a few pieces I've used in this set that I think can be replaced with better pieces. I just don't have access to them. And recently I learned about some of those new pieces in this Marvel set here, the Iron Man set that I built, my little fortress. They have these fun new pieces that will change the entire Lego cave immediately. And those new pieces are 2 tall bricks. They are 2 plates tall. And for making the appropriate connections on the sides to allow you to put panels on the sides of this guy, I need each of these Technics to be 2 studs, not 2 studs, 2 plates off of the brick below them. And that piece accomplishes what this build needs, and I am very happy about that. That is just ecstatic news, and in my opinion, I mean, you may not get that excited about it, but I'm excited about that new Lego piece because that piece changes the game for this build, and I'm gonna have to rebuild a lot to put those pieces in. But darn it, if I can get a hold of those pieces, they're going in, and if I can't get a hold of those pieces, they're gonna go into the instructions that I include for the set when I turn the project in at the end of December, beginning of January, because that's what we've done right now. We've given ourselves a timeline. We've got to get this done. Okay, let's pull out the other piece that I got so I can do some comparisons. Of course, we've got. Isn't this wild? Like when you manage to do it, put it all together, it's going to be huge. Okay, so let's pull off the cave topper here, the tipper topper. Come on, tipper topper. There it goes. Come on, tipper topper. There you are. Okay, I'm going to set tipper topper off to the side here. And let's grab another cave. Middle medial. Yeah, let's grab a middle medial. There it is. Got another middle medial here. Okay, we're going to set the middle medial off to the... No, cream slip. Oh, I'm going to pop myself in the face with the middle medial. We'll set it off over here. Yeah, there we go. Now let's pull off this middle medial. And we can stack that middle medials on top of each other for easy storage. And let's compare. Okay, so here we have the bridge over the creek, and this is the fun little bridge build I built. You know, I liked the bridge and I wanted to include it now. Since I decided that I'm going to make the fences that are on this bridge miner fences in the sense of those are cave miners who are looking for jewels and stuff. They have these fences. That is just a standard fence for them. And anytime you see these fences in a cave, that means that this was a cave that miners had dealt with. But when you see the ones with the round spokes, those are more on the occult side, like monsters and Dracula and stuff like that, in the sense of those are old caves that may be the basements of ancient castles or were an ancient civilization, and this was a building that got collapsed deep into the ground, something like that. I'm going with those because I'm trying to build a little storyline with this. Why not have more fun with it and build a storyline? So when we put them wrong, we get that there's no actual there's not even a break there for funsies. Oh well. There's a little break in the rock, but that's how it fits there. and the bridge goes nowhere. The bridge goes to a rock face. That's not that won't be fun for you. But we can spin it around and we put it here, and the bridge goes to this spot, which then can become a collapsed path, and that works with the angle of the rocks. So instead of it being a once larger, wider cave section like I talked about earlier on the what is that? The north face? I included that as the north face. Yeah, on the north face, the well, you can change it up in your mind to be an old pathway that was up here at the top that collapsed. There was a rock slide, and now it's covered because that does work with the right. Oh, wow. I didn't mean for that to happen, but that is a happy accident, and I love happy accidents. Okay, let's spin it around again and show you. Did I? No, no, no. We're spinning it around this way. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Here we are with a connection to the side that the miner was mining on. And suddenly you have a section here where you can grasp that this is a collapsed section of the upper pathway that the miner was trying to repair. He was in the process of removing the rubble, and the rubble right here, which perfectly meshes up with the other thing. And that's why you had to have some standards when building. You got to give yourself a few rules to follow, like leveling things. Like I leveled this platform to be the level of the lowest spot on the bridge, and because the bridge actually goes up higher than normal for the sake of crossing the creek. Now that is a very happy accident. We're gonna pick these guys up together and show that. There we go. Look at that beauty. Oh man, that is satisfying. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, let's see how the other side did, because I've been paying attention to the bridge, but not to anything else. Let's see how the rest of it felt. Did any of this path line up down here? Oh, no. Wait. Yeah, no, that path just goes right into the rock wall there. So if you have it this way, it's actually an area that was too difficult to mine, and they ended up going up. And then yeah, that you can create all sorts of little stories and different backgrounds for how this goes. Let's turn it around to its south face. Now let's connect south face to the side of this piece, and south face gives us a path that leads right on top of the miner's refuge. And you know what? Now that I'm like looking at all this and playing with it in front of you on camera, I realize I did include some sort of ladder for them to get down. And instead, you know what though? I could just have that as a kind of background story of there was a ladder, because yeah, no, I can just have that there was a staircase, but it's gone now. You know, it's been eroded away by time, because I did leave something I'm going to show you that I didn't even talk about a second ago. All right, so that's south face. Coming over here, what does that mine section down there lead to? All right, so that section is, oh wow, yeah, no, it actually leads to a little mined area there. That's nice. I lined up the two mined areas. I do try to keep, whenever I want to make a 4-wide entrance, I do try to keep them in the same general area so that they can mesh up. And those two do. So it meshes up down at the lower end where minifigures can walk around, and it meshes up here at the top with the bridge. South face to the edge of this piece is really good. South face to, what would we call this? I think of this as the front where the bridge is at right there. So actually no, I consider that to be the south face, which means, spinning it around, west face to south face. So bridge is west face to minor refuge south face, and that will get that type of connection. And finally over here, no, we did west face first, and it west face to west face didn't work. So that is a lot of fun. I love that I can, you know, I learn things about this thing while I'm talking to you and doing these videos, because I'm playing with it for the first time after building it and seeing how everything flows together. Like, I do all the measurements, I make sure everything's properly measured, and then I just kind of set it off to the side and wait to talk to you here and have some fun with it, you know? And I'm happy I'm so happy that that's come together. Oh, it's so nice looking. We're gonna actually turn it back to the I like I like south face to south face. No, south. What is that? Yeah, that's south face. No, that's north face. I like north face to south face. That works out pretty well. No, I called that west face. So north face to west face is a good connection. Now let's bring in the chunks here at the top, and we can connect these guys together. So that one's got a connection, and we got a nice little, yeah, there's barely a floor there. There's a little arched path that's rounded, and it's got that. Yeah, that's gonna look nice. Okay, actually, we're gonna spin that around just a bit. Hey, come here, come get. Thank you, and I want you to be that way. Thank you very much. That's gonna look better. Yes, that will look a lot better. Okay, and then we've got you, and you can. Where can you connect at? Ooh. Ooh, you're a nasty one. I built you on a whim. Okay. This is the natural bridge, or a bridge that once existed but has since deteriorated immensely, and it's now just kind of no fencing or anything like that. There we go. Connect those two guys together, and there we have a really wonderful looking double structure happening here. And where is, let me get up for this, and let me move you back. Excuse the motion. Do 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 do. Boop. Okay, and here we are. Here is the cabin topper. I hope you can see this. I hope I got it all set up for you. The cabin topper goes on the very top and locks it all in. I mean, you use pins. I'm not using pins for the sake of the camera here today, but you use pins to snap this guy together. And you can also use that topper to hold them stable. And that, I think, is going to look really nice. We can spin it around and take a look at it from this angle. Really thin. And then we can turn around and show you the back, where we've got more intricate cave designs that have just kind of shown up after everything gets connected together. Oh, look, it's just, it's so much fun to get all these unique patterns in here when you combine and rotate these. And I really hope that LEGO does not consider this to be part of their modular ban for their LEGO idea stuff. I really hope so, because I'm not trying to do Lego City, Lego Expert Creator modular. I'm trying to do some different type of modular here, something that I don't think I've never come across in Lego before, and something I wish Lego would do. And that's part of the reason I'm doing this Lego Ideas in the first place, is because I want Lego to do something like this, and I'm willing to design it, or at least the initial project, and maybe they'll take me on as a designer if they wish to pick it up for a bigger system. I think this will be, this changes the game. This adds a new dimension to Lego that I've never experienced before in Lego. So there we go. We're gonna put the cave, the troll cave, the tipper topper on top of that section. Slide that section over there. We're gonna pick this piece up, slide it away. There we are. Oh wow, that was some disassembly and reassembly, that's for sure. Anyway, there's more I like to have. Did I leave the wrong one behind? No, cool. Yeah, no, I did leave the wrong one behind. Darn it, I got myself confused. Okay, come here, you. All right. I should have known. This one's got fun pillars on it. That was the dead giveaway. Okay, there we are. Okay, so finally, before I let you go, there was one more thing I wanted to mention in here that I tried to accomplish. Oh, this. See this little, like, run of bricks? Well, you may not be able to see it, but where did I put that? So that was south. That's north. That's east. So on the east face, behind the east face, I made a line of 1x2 slanted upwards bricks, or slanted downwards bricks, and I did a stack of them to try to emulate a staircase going from a section that existed up here at the middle section up further. Or you could just have that as a natural wear and tear to stone if you wanted to use a different route, or have a different story in mind. But that was one of my ideas, was what if I just built the memory of a staircase? And so I thought about, what is the memory of a staircase? Well, it depends on how well it was built, but if the initial foundation of the staircase was built very well, then that would be what was left. It would be the initial uh, steps, that 45-degree angle upwards that the normal staircases kind of seem to emphasize. Nice diagonal look to it. And I tried to replicate that with this, but only in a small area, because I also thought, but this would be a staircase that would have been connected to more rock that disappeared because it's gone now. And that meant that the other connection point, the other part of this, is gone. It fell down deeper into the cave, onto the floor of this chamber, and it can no longer, it no longer supported the other parts of the staircase. And maybe that's why there's only that line left, is because the other half of it just fell away in time. Anyway, I have blathered on long enough about my pet project. Thank you all so much for watching it today with me. Thank you for following this ongoing project. Thank you for sharing it with other people, because with your help, we can get this into Lego ideas. With your help, we can fix the colors. We can make it look as good as it can possibly look. We can introduce a new level of design into the Lego world, the Lego mountains, and the Lego caves, and the Lego sewers, and the Lego subways. We can do this. It may just have to start with one blind man and his idea. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more Blind Prime action. Next week, we're going to be doing the new G.I. Joe classified vehicle, and we're also going to be covering Sunstreakers. So I hope you're excited about that, because I'm excited about both of those things. Until next Prime, I've been Blind Prime, and this has been a very sleepy Cream. Who's your sleepy guy? You're a sleepy guy. Bye-bye for now.